isn't summer until you've hit the beach. And if you're anywhere on the eastern coast, Outer Banks in North Carolina is definitely a great idea for a beach vacation. Let me show you 5 great experiences I had at the Outer Banks, which made me fall in love with it. One of the first places that I recommend visiting in Outer Banks is the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. Not only is it America's tallest lighthouse, it's also a great place to gauge the whole length and breadth of Outer Banks. And you can also see new islands form way high up there on top with all the seagulls and the pelicans. Now, did you know that the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse was shifted as a whole from its earlier location by means of rails and a bunch of well-skilled engineers way back in 1999? As it guards the treacherous ocean currents of the graveyard of the Atlantic, the ocean began to encroach upon its structure, thereby leading to its move. The brackish waters of Outer Banks are teeming with bioluminescent microorganisms. So if you get the chance, book a bioluminescent kayaking trip with one of the guided tours out there. These tours happen in pitch darkness as you're out to see glow-in-the-dark organisms. So if you're kind of afraid of the dark, then I think this is not for you. And just remember, even if you do go on one of these tours and you don't see any of the organisms, just look up and enjoy unparalleled views of a super dark but beautiful Milky Way. Another place that I really enjoyed being at Outer Banks was the Jockey Ridge State Park. This state park has the tallest sand dunes on the whole of the East Coast, and it's also famous for holding kite festivals. They also have sand gliding classes if you're interested in that is. The next best thing to do at Outer Banks is to see its wild horses. And what better way to see these horses than with a Hummer tour? Now, it's not every day that you get to ride in a Hummer, right? But quick tip, and this comes from experience, if possible, avoid the seats way at the back because those are the bumpiest. Another reason to visit Outer Banks is because it gives you a good slice of history. The sandy shores of Outer Banks is where the Wright brothers set up base to fly their first airplane, thereby pioneering civil aviation. At the Wright brothers Memorial, you can see their first milestones, the landing bases, and a few other recreated fragments of their aviation life. And right here is a recreation of the exact flight that the Wright brothers flew at that time. Here's the moment history was made and caught on camera. The beaches of Outer Banks are clean and peaceful, yet sometimes there tend to be an overwhelming amount of rip currents out there. So if you're heading into the water, swim only when there are lifeguards. And with all these treacherous rip currents, this place has got the name of being the graveyard of the Atlantic, with over 3,000 shipwrecks estimated out there. And also, the months of September and October tend to witness a lot of hurricanes on this coast. A lot of businesses also tend to close down at this time, so keep that in mind when you plan your trip. So I hope that some of these experiences of mine have inspired you and that you'd love a visit to the Outer Banks this summer. If you liked the content of this video and found it useful, then please do hit that like button and consider subscribing to Travel and Trots. See you in the next video.